This is kind of an explanation of the situation that we have. You see all these buttons and the horn itself, and this is an airbag module. It's set off with a small explosive. So in a minute you'll see that we have to undo the battery terminal first and wait an amount of time, like 20-30 minutes, to let the energy in this system dissipate before we try to remove this airbag. But here's the thing. All of these buttons have wires going to them. The horn has wires going to it. The airbag has wires going to it. And all of these wires have to go from this steering wheel down in through the steering column and out into the rest of the car, to the different modules and things they have to go to. So if you had all those wires coming up and connecting inside the steering wheel, when you started to turn the steering wheel, what would happen is you would twist those wires, and eventually they would probably snap, because how much wire can you have all bundled up in here? So what they did is they invented a piece of equipment called a clock spring. And what happens is all the wires come up to one side of this piece of equipment, and then the wires from the steering wheel go to this other side of this equipment, and it twists like this. And inside, between here and here, they have a ribbon cable that's wound up, and it has a bunch of different elements in it, so that now, because of this flat ribbon cable, this thing can spin around, this wheel can spin, and that ribbon cable just unwinds, or it winds, and you get about 2.5 turns this way and about 2.5 turns that way, without there being any stress on the wires that are going from these buttons into the rest of the car. So the thing is, we're going to take off the battery, we're going to let the system discharge for 20-30 minutes, then we're going to remove the airbag and remove the steering wheel and remove the clock spring, and you'll see that then. But we have a situation where one of our buttons isn't working here. It may be your airbag light is on. It may be that your horn doesn't work. There could be a lot of things that go wrong when that clock spring cable inside fails. And we believe that's what's happened here. So we'll show you how to replace the clock spring. Once the battery has discharged, around the base of this steering wheel, you'll find 3 holes. And you'll see them up close in a minute. But in those holes, there's springs, and you have to take a flat tip screwdriver, or in my case I'll probably use an Allen wrench, and you push it in this hole, and that will release the airbag. There'll be 3 clips, one on the bottom and one on either side. They look like this.
That's what we're pushing in on, those 3 holes around the steering wheel to release it. We're using a 21mm socket.
If you can see, the manufacturer put red marks here, and you might want to just reiterate a little bit and put your own marks, because what you want to do is make sure that when you put this steering wheel back on, you slide it on that spindle in exactly the position it was. There is a red mark there and a red mark there. You want to make sure you line those up. But I'm going to go ahead and mark them myself, just to enhance those marks a little bit. But you want to make sure that this mark on the yoke lines up with this mark on the steering wheel. Oh, there's one up here. Okay, this mark here. This part in here stays with the car. This part here comes out when I slide the steering wheel out toward me. This connector here, you just push this tab up on the bottom and pull this connector out. This is connector to the clock spring. Okay, so now the steering wheel is free to come out. We slide it out and we let the airbag cables go through into the back, and the steering wheel's out. See? Now, all of these buttons and the horn itself all go through this connector, which goes into this side of the clock spring. Okay? And now the clock spring can turn because there's a ribbon cable inside. And behind the clock, on the back side of the clock spring, there's a connector like this. And all the cable continues on out through all the parts of the car. So that's how this is able to spin, because the ribbon cable that's inside here.
We're using a Phillips head to remove that recessed screw, to remove the bottom piece of plastic.
So in the crack you see here, you have to push in here and you have to push in there, and that releases this top. You see these little tabs have to be pushed back, and that gives you access to these Phillips head screws right there. There's a clip. I lift up on the clip and I pull toward me. Okay? There's going to be 2 more clips around the circumference you'll be able to find. There was that one. There's one here. And just like this on the other side. Okay? And then there's 2 connectors for the clock spring. Push the tab in and slide out the white connector. You push this direction, it causes this little catch to move down, and then that allows you to slide this out. So you push with your fingernail or something, you push that way, and then you slide this out.
We're putting the new one on. Make sure you get the exact same model number when you buy the replacement. So the notch goes into the hole on each side.
And then this clip is going to clip here, this clip is going to clip here, and this clip is going to clip here. So we put it on like that, and we just push it and you'll hear it click. And I'm going to put the white one in.
They just slide on till they snap.
You just slide in and snap. So they're both in, and it's on. Okay? Leave this clip in place, because this clip stops this from happening, where you could be working and it will just slip around and you'll be straining that cable inside there.
Replace the screw at the bottom. We put the bottom piece on. Note that this slides up and over where the screws mount. So remember to screw on the bottom piece. 2 screws, 1 on each side and 1 on the bottom, before you put the steering wheel back on. The top just snaps on. Line up the lines, the marker lines. We got our steering wheel on. It was a bit of a struggle. That hole where the connectors come through is a very tight fit horizontally, so you may have to finagle it.
The mark we made is now lined up with the mark that the manufacturer made here and here. So it's back on how it came off. So this connector goes in here.
We set our torque wrench to 32, which is in the middle of the range we found. So we put our connectors back. After you push the pink and the purple connectors on, you may have to take a tiny flat tip to push the locking nubs down. We're attaching the horn. There, we got the horn connected. It's a little blade. Line everything up.
And they'll go snap, and those little things will... It's done. That's it.
We're reconnecting the negative battery terminal.
Yeah.
Everything's up. All my steering controls work. I don't have AV on, but there. Yeah. I've got audio. My horn works. So we are good to go. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.